Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We are tonight welcoming to our Ted and Hedy Orden and family Friday Night Live service the Amin family because it's Chloe's bat mitzvah. Hello, Chloe.
Hi, Shabbat
And hello,
Shalom.
Celine, Celeste, and Marjan. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So, Chloe, in addition to our clergy, will lead multiple prayers throughout the service. Mazal Tov. I'll invite you for now to turn off your camera, and we'll invite you to turn it back on next when we get to the Shema. Um, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We are going to begin together with Shalom Alechem. Again, this is Kabbalat Shabbat, and this is the Ted and Hedy Orden and Family Friday Night Live service, which means you have permission to sing. Sing at home, sing if you're alone at home, sing if you're watching this with your friends, sing and bring Shabbat into your home. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bolechem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Malachei Yasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 bolechem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeichem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeichem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeichem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue on page 10 with Yedid Nefesh. Yedid nefesh avarachamam meshoch avdach el retzonach yarutz כמו אייל ישתחווה מול הדרך, כי ירב לו ידידותך מנופת צוף וחותם.
Shabbat Shalom, Cantor Childs.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi Sherman.
So you may know that this past week, an icon in American life, American entertainment life, passed away. We all know that was Alex Trebek, the host of so many game shows, but really made famous for Jeopardy, where so many of us for so many years sat around in our living rooms and not only answered trivia questions, but learned. And when reading the different memorials and testimonies of Alex Trebek's friends and family and worldwide community, what became apparent was what Alex Trebek really stood for in our lives was gaining knowledge as a fun activity. It wasn't that gaining knowledge was a chore, but rather when you sat down in front of Jeopardy, we wanted to learn more. And thinking about not just about his life, but in the lesson that he taught us, it reminds me of the Amidah that we say every single day beside Shabbat. Because in the first section of the Amidah, every single day, there's a bakasha, there's a request. And it says, God atah chonein la'adam da'at, v'lenosh bina. It speaks of three words, chonen, bina, and da'at. Knowledge and understanding. That is what Alex Trebek gave to us. But as Jews, that is what our tradition emphasizes. It's learning. There's a reason why we say chevruta omituta, that without a partner to study with, to sharpen our minds, it's as if there is no life at all. And so, in memory and honor of Alex Trebek's life, I'm going to teach you a term that's going to lead to our next tefillah of Lachadodi. Because you may know in Lachadodi, you can sing to many different melodies based on the musical structure. It basically has an A and a B form. And in music, there's a term called contrafaction, which was taken from the classical music world, but was put into the jazz world and has really entered the religious world as well. Contrafaction is when you take an already written song and you use a different melody to put it on to those words. Don't worry if you're confused, you're going to understand in a minute because you're going to hear something that you already know. And when we do that for Lachadodi, it takes us to a different time period, to a different time of the year. And so when we sing Lachadodi tonight, I'm going to use contrafaction. I will take a different melody, the one of Ma'ot Tzur, the song that we sing before we light the Hanukkah candles. Because tomorrow in our synagogues around the world, we will say Birkat HaChodesh. We will bless the upcoming new month of Kislev, which we know on the 25th of Kislev, we begin to celebrate the holiday of Hanukkah. And so, tonight, I don't leave with an answer, but rather just like Jeopardy, I leave you with the question. What is contrafaction? Please sing with me, Lachadodi, page 23. Lachadodi li kala pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nehekabela. Sham zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el ham-yuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, Ki mekor habracha, Merosh Kedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'mashava techila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Migdash melech yirmelucha, u'mitzehi mihitocha hafecha, Rav lach shevet b'yemek habacha, v'hu yachamol lahalayichem la. Dodi ligarat kahala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. We rise and we face a door or an exit on page 25. Page 25. Bo shalom ateret ba'ava, gam besimcha tochem ne'am segula. Bo ichala, lecha dodi ligarat kahala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Sherman. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue on page 28 with Sadiq Katamar. Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Before we continue with our evening service, I just want to give a few words of Torah from this week's Parsha, which is a shout out to love. We all love love. but many of us can't explain exactly what love is. And in this week's Parsha, we get a definition. And we get it from the end of the Torah portion when Isaac falls in love with his wife Rebekah. Isaac had a tough time in this week's Torah portion. In this week's Parsha, he loses his mom Sarah, and we're taught from Rashi that when he lost his mom Sarah, there are 3 things that Isaac lacked. When Sarah was alive, Rashi tells us that there was a blessing in the bread. The food just tasted better. There was a cloud that rested over their house, which is to say that in the heat of the day, they were protected from the elements around them. And finally, there was a light lit from Erev Shabbat to Erev Shabbat. That is to say, even in darkness, Isaac felt like he had light. And he felt all this because this was the love he received from his mom. The food tasted better. There was light even when it was dark. And there was a sense of protection and intimacy in the household. We can find love in all different kinds of places. The first time love is mentioned in the Torah is between a parent and child. Abraham is mentioned as loving Isaac. Some of us find love with our pets. Today, as Marla mentioned on YouTube, we saw a lot of congregants, and many came to synagogue with their pets who I know they love, and they find that with their pets, that when they're home with their pets, the food tastes better. There's light in the house, and it feels like there's a sense of protection. And of course, we find it in each other, in loved ones and partners and parents and kids and friends. And this is my shout out to love. To me, I think that's a beautiful definition, because when you feel love, the food that you're eating does taste better. It feels like there's light all around you, even when things are tough, and that there's a sense of protection and resilience that you can get through this. And so on this Ted and Hedy Orden and Family Friday Night Live, I just wish everybody the blessing of love. I see Mayor's in the background. And Mayor, to you too, and to everybody, Shabbat Shalom, giving you that blessing this weekend. Before we continue with our evening service, just a shout out on YouTube to everybody who said hello in the chat, to Moma, to Leah and Ali, Refuah Shlema, to Yocheb, thank you, to Eldon, to Marla, great to see you too today, to Nathan. I also love the accordion when Cantor Childs plays it. And to Yochev, I'm so glad you're here. To Steph, and to Nathan, and to Jay, Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue with our evening service. I'll invite our cantorial intern, David Childs, to lead us in the Baruch.
Page 39A. Please rise. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Baruchu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Leolam Vaed Baruch Atah. Umavir yom umevi laila umavdil ben yom uvein laila צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים. Page 40. You may be seated. אהבת עולם בית ישראל. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Okay, it's now our pleasure to call our bat mitzvah this weekend, Chloe, to lead us in the Shema and V'ahavta. Chloe, are you there? Hey, great. The whole family's there. Hey, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, I'll invite Chloe to lead us in the Shema. If you're following along in our Siddur, we're on page 41. Okay, take it away, Chloe.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Sorry. And then the V'ahavta afterwards.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושינתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וכשאתם להיות על ידיך ויהיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Thank you, Chloe. Okay, I'll invite everybody to continue with the paragraphs of the Shema until the third paragraph when Chloe will lead us in Lema'an. So we'll take a few moments for private prayer as we read through the Shema. And Chloe, I'll let you know when it's time. All right, go for it. Lema'an.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Excellent. Thank you, Chloe. We'll call you back for, actually, we'll call your sisters back for Hashkivenu. Before we continue with the next blessing after the Shema, I think we'll sing the words of the Shema together. So I'll invite you to sing along with me. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Our service continues. Cantor David leads us on page 44.
In the middle of page 44. V'ne'emar ki fad Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai ka'al Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Usually, it's our tradition for our November Friday Night Live. Hi. It's our tradition to have a Shabbat of gratitude. Often at the dinner following the service at the synagogue, we'll have traditional foods, Thanksgiving foods like turkey and pumpkin pie. But what I love most about the service is that we talk a little bit about gratitude. And that's what I just want to think about for a moment. It's one of the traditions around our Thanksgiving table, as I'm sure many of you, to go around the table and say what we are thankful for. Now, often it ends up being that someone starts and kind of gives a really meaningful, loving, answer to what you're thankful for. And by the time you get to the 10th or the 15th person, you just kind of say, yeah, what they said. But I was thinking more and more about what our Jewish tradition has to say about gratitude and what it has to say about being thankful. And I was reminded of one of my favorite stories from the Talmud that I wanted to share with all of you tonight. And when I reread it today, it gave me a different perspective on what it is we should be grateful for. So the Talmud explains the following, that there were two rabbis who were in conversation with each other. And Rav Nachman says to Rabbi Yitzchak, listen, my master, will you bless me? I don't want to leave here until you give me a blessing. And Rabbi Yitzchak says, well, hold on. I'm not just going to bless you. I want to tell you a story, and maybe you'll get a sense of what it is I want to bless you with. So here's the story. He says that once there was a man who was walking through the desert, and that man was hungry and tired and thirsty. And all of a sudden, almost miraculously, he found a tree whose fruits were sweet, whose shade was pleasant, and a stream of water flowed beneath it. And the man ate from the fruit, and he drank from the water, and he sat in the shade of the tree. And when he was ready to leave, he said, tree, how can I bless you? Because if I was going to bless you and say, I hope your fruits will be sweet, your fruit's already sweet. And if I should say, I hope your shade is pleasant, your shade's already pleasant. And if I should say that a stream of water should exist beneath you, there's already a stream of water that flows beneath you. So instead, I'm going to bless you in the following way. May it be God's will that all saplings which are planted from you be just like you. And so the rabbi said to his student, what is it that I'm going to bless you with? If I bless you with the ability to study Torah, you already have Torah within you. If I bless you with wealth, with parnasa, you already have this. You already have that kind of wealth. If I bless you with children, you already have children. So instead, I'm going to bless you with the following. May it be God's will that your offspring, that your children and future generations be just like you. So here's the reason why I wanted to offer that story tonight. I really love this story. I think it's a beautiful idea of the ways in which we can bless each other and the ways in which we can offer gratitude for the gifts that someone offers ourselves and offers the world. But I don't know if I like the ending as much anymore, because although it sounds like the biggest compliment to tell someone that future generations should be just like them, now that I have children of my own, I'm realizing more and more that I don't want them to be just like me. Of course, I appreciate when someone says, I hope your children follow in your footsteps. But here's where I would be even more grateful. I would be grateful if my children learned how to both accept themselves for who they are and also accept a willingness to grow. And so on this Shabbat evening in the month of November, if you will, our Thanksgiving Shabbat, I express gratitude tonight to God for not creating all of us the same, for not making children exactly like their parents or shadows of their grandparents or relatives. But rather, I express thanks for allowing each person, like that tree in the desert, to thirst with a unique craving, to blossom with flowers yet to be seen, and to grow in unparalleled ways with an indeterminable strength. That is my blessing of gratitude. And so it's with that sense of thanks that I also offer my gratitude to 3 unique souls that have already been participating in the service tonight. We are going to have Chloe come back on to the service along with her sisters, with Celine and Celeste. They will offer tonight the prayer, our prayer of peace, Hashkivenu. And if you actually look through the prayer Hashkivenu, you'll see that we ask God over and over again to offer us peace and to spread over us a shelter of peace. And yet tonight, as you hear the Amin sisters sing this beautiful prayer, I'm going to ask you in your mind to switch the words from, instead of a request, to a prayer of thanks. Thank you, God, for spreading a shelter of peace above our heads. Thank you, God, for giving me the ability to lie down at night in peace and to awake in peace. Thank you, God, for this prayer of thanks and gratitude. Hashkivenu, page 45. 1, 2.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitenu, uvoenu, lechaim ul shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Oh, Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Oh, wow. My heart is so full. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Celine. Thanks, Celeste. Thank you, Chloe. Chloe will call you back up for Aleinu at the end of the service. I'll invite everybody to rise and turn to page 46 for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. Lasot et HaShabbat ledorotam beri
continue on page 46. Stay on your feet. We're preparing for our Amidah. Yitkadol v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei B'chayechon u'vyomechon ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ויאמרו Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Before the Amidah, I just want to say a word. You may stay on your feet because I won't be very long. This is just to encourage your meditation. You know, one of the blessings of our lives is that we have the kind of technology that can spin us around the world in an instant, and you can see what is going on anywhere at any time. But that means that it's harder for us to separate ourselves and to pay attention to the still, soft music of our own souls. Because we are always being pulled in the direction of public events and big issues and people's opinions and all the things that dominate the discourse of a very, very public world. The Amidah, the service, the moments that we spend together in prayer, they're a chance to put that all aside. There are no political sides to the person who prays the Amidah. There is no right, no left to those who gather together and sing to God. We remember something that is greater than sides, greater than our divisions down here, something that is unified far beyond our conception or our minds. The Shabbat is designed to give us a moment of peace from all the controversies and all the strife and all the anger and all the division. It is as ancient as our tradition and as important as cradling a heart in a turbulent time. So for a moment, forget all the cares and all the shouts and all the opinions. Seek the quiet of your soul, the beauty of Shabbat, the richness of our wonderful tradition, the connection that we are given with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, with God, and have a moment of peace, of prayer. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Wolpe. We'll continue with the Amidah with the first words Adonai Svatay Tiftach on page 47. Adonai Svatay Tiftach Ufi Agitei בשפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. I'll invite you to take a few moments of private prayer beginning on page 47. You can follow along the words of the Siddur or pray the words from your heart. We'll take a few moments of private prayer, private reflection as we say our Amidah.
As you take those moments of private prayer and reflection, meditation, we pray that our words will translate into a week of peace, of shalom, of fullness, of completeness. Ose shalom bimromam, hu yahaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yahaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yahaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom, join me. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oh, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We're going to call upon Chloe, who can turn on her camera with her family. She's going to lead us on page 56 for the Aleinu. Chloe, please join us. There you go. For the Aleinu. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tet gedula le'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'ratzon, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korein, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch Hu.
Thank you so much, Chloe.
Thank you.
Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai imloch le'olam va'oed, v'nemar, v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, v'yahu bayom ahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
In love, we remember those who no longer walk this earth. We are grateful to God for the gift of their lives and for the cherished memories which endure. Earlier today, on Friday, it was the 26th of Cheshvan, on which we recalled the yortzites of Tuba, Hey Hakim, Mali Michlin, Abraham Ordentlich, Blanche Reifman, Morris Spindle, Maurice Wagner, and Norbert Wollheim. This week, we mark the passing of Nadia Pakravan, wife of Khosrow Pakravan and mother of Eric, Shayna, Mark, and Michelle. We also mark the passing of Robert Zink, husband of Marcy Zink, father of Robert and Marcia. And we mark the passing of Fred Robin, husband of Roberta, and father of Michael, Stephen, Susan, and Sarah. The Yortzites for this coming week, the 27th of Cheshvan through the 4th of Kislev, are Minnie Aronson, Stella Ann Angel, George Babcock, Ami Bar Yadin, Sylvia Barenfeld, Brian Bayer, Lena Bedrock, Parviz Eliyahu, Baruchim, Clark Chaim Blake, David Boran, Rebecca Borsia, Elisa Shamis, Francine Chernoff, Michael David, Saeed Davoud, Jacob Deutsch, Hushang Ibrahimi, Helen Elganayan, Adajan El Ganayan, Solomon Elisha, Ashraf Emrani, Masoud Eshegian, Pearl Finkler, Albert Friedman, Yutna Gabayan, Helen Giederman, Morris Garrick, Ann Gore, Alan Graham, Abraham Granas, Henry Grossman, Fanny Harris, Elliot Hinkis, Eric Hershowitz, Amir Joseph, Alex Kaminer, Malka Kaplan, Jacob Kassir, Zundel Katz, Violet Kindman, Munacher Kohanzadeh, Marge Kotliski, Chuck Kramer, Maury Lameshaw, Lillian Levine Kahodas, David London, Herbert Mitchelson, Sylvie Moisel, Eugene Monkarsh, Thomas Moston, Hunette Najgar, George Nathanson, Elsa Gottsman Neiman, Ezra Novak, Maurice Osper, Rose Patton Becker, Rose Pepper, Rose Phillips, Sarah Polstein, Ezat Porgel, Eleanor Prager, Marianne Prater, Jack Rakow, Sam Reidman, Herman Rischel, Han Sang-ku, Gerald Schutzbank, Jack Siegel, Faraj Sanehi, Jean Silver, Charlotte Silverman, Aaron Sander, Edith Singer, Lydia Singer, Menachem Sumach, Keith Allen Stein, Norma Stein, Sam Stein, James Marshall Stern, Stephanie Strauss Weiss, Norman Tyre, Yisrael Vertlieb, Herb Wallach, Bill Weinberg, Norman Weiner, Louis Weiner, Rose Weiss, Brian Wonderman, Monira Zarnikzi, Aaron Zimbler, and Arthur Zucken. I see in the chat we're also saying Kaddish for Shaheen Bat Naftali. I'll invite everybody who's in a period of mourning to rise, and we'll say the words of the Mourner's Kaddish together on page 58. Yitz Gadal, Yitz Kadash, Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma Dibra Chirute, Be'amlich Malchute. B'chai Echon, U'b'yom Echon, U'b'chai Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, U'b'zman Kariv, Ve'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'lomei Omaya. Yitzbarach Ve'yishtabach Ve'yitzpa'ar Ve'yitzromam Ve'yitnasei Ve'yitzhadar Ve'yitzalei Ve'yitzhalal Shemei Dekudsha Brichu La'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Damiran Be'alma Ve'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah Min Shmaya V'chaim Atnenu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Hu Yaseh Shalom. Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. For Atid, we have two announcements, and I'll tell them to you like this. There's a Jewish principle called Ma'alin B'Kodesh Ve'ein Moridin. We only go up in holiness, and we don't go down in holiness. So I'll save the best news for the end. So we'll start with our announcements, which is I want you to just know that coming up, we have an excellent Hanukkah program. Check the newsletters. It'll be the week before Hanukkah. We have a online cooking program all together. If you were part of our high holiday challah bake, then you know how fun it is to cook together. And on the challah bake, it was our tea director Brianna and her mom Hedy teaching us how to cook. They're great for it was great to learn how to braid challah together, and now we're going to kick it up a notch with Laura, Reader, and Joey are going to teach us how to make some Hanukkah treats. So I hope you I hope you join us for that. Second, it is our pleasure to announce that our team director Brianna Benarin and her husband Jeffrey just had a beautiful baby boy, Jagger Zaid Benarin, and we could not be happier at Sinai Temple to welcome this new life into our world and into our community. So Mazel Tov to Brianna, Mazel Tov to Jeffrey, and the whole Mankarsh and Benarin family on this amazing new addition. Brianna, if you're watching this, we can't wait to have you back in a few months. But now we hope that you're so enjoying this time with your new and larger family. So Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov to Brianna. See you on Hanukkah. And that's it for announcements. So we're going to invite the whole Amin family to participate in the blessing for wine and challah. Okay, Amin family, are you there to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi?
Yes, we're here, Rabbi.
Excellent.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, you're on. Go for it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lenikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki banu bacharta ve'otanu kiddashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. 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 Okay, excellent. Don't forget to take a sip of the grape juice. And Chloe and her family will now lead us in Hamotzi.
One, two, three. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I will ask the Amins to keep their camera on, and I'll invite everybody to turn their cameras on. For the end of our service, we sing at the end of our Friday Night Live service a prayer for peace, and we'll sing O Jevo. We had a brief practice for this. Amins, do you remember how it goes? We each go around and sing a phrase. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, great. Why don't we go me? At least just this is the order on my screen. We'll go me, Cantor Childs, Rabbi Guzik, Rabbi Sherman, Amins, and then in a circle like that. Okay, me, Cantor Childs, Rabbi Guzik, Rabbi Sherman, Amins, then back to me. Okay, wish us luck. Here we go. We'll do it in D. O Jevo Shalom Aleinu. O Jevo Shalom Aleinu. O Jevo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kulam. David.
Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Rabbi Guzik.
I don't do the salam part. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Rabbi Sherman.
Allah. Give me a D. Give me a D.
We're G now. Salam.
Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam.
Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam.
Great. Then back to me. Oh, Jevo Shalom Aleinu. Oh, Jevo Shalom Aleinu. Oh, Jevo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam.
Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Salam.
Salam aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam.
Amin family.
Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom.
Amin family with the old Jevo. Why don't you take us out?
Shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Great. Okay, and with that, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Mazel tov, Amin.
Mazel
Mazel tov, Chloe.
tov!
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And Chloe, we'll see you tomorrow morning for your Bat Mitzvah. And we couldn't be more excited. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.